Right, good morning everybody. I'm Caroline Stevens. I was the Brexit manager for the campaign in 2016. I've got a serious matter to discuss today. My previous video I mentioned a chap called Lord Kilmer, who was the Chancellor in 1960, and he wrote a letter to Ted Heath about us going into the EEC. So I thought it would be useful if you listen to the letter in full. We have a national emergency. This video must be shared because what's actually happening is our government is planning with the withdrawal agreement to remove all our common law rights. So when you watch this video, so I'm going to read the letter and then I'm going to show you an 8-minute video and let you lobby the MPs then in person. Okay, so the Kilmer letter. In answer to a request by Edward Heath on the 30th of November 1960, the Lord Chancellor, Lord Kilmer, replied, making it clear that there were serious problems with the limitations imposed by the English Constitution and common law on Britain's joining the then EEC. Lord Kilmer mentions ways in which the Constitution and common law on Britain's joining the then EEC. He mentions, sorry, oh dear, I'm so nervous about this. It's conflicting with the Heath's plans, but he indicates ways of subverting this conflict. The additional comments in the Kilmer's letter show very clearly that the Heath government was fully prepared to commit acts of sedition and treason in order to take the UK into the EEC. Unfortunately, we do not have a copy of Heath's original letter to Lord Kilmer. However, the letter reads, "My dear Ted, you wrote to me on the 30th of November about the constitutional implications of our becoming a party to the Treaty of Rome. I have now had an opportunity of considering what you say in your letter and have studied the memoranda you sent me. I agree with you that there are important constitutional issues involved. I have no doubt that if we do sign the treaty, we shall suffer some loss of sovereignty. But before attempting to define or evaluate the loss, I wish to make one general observation. At the end of the day, the issue whether or not to join the European Economic Community must be decided on broad political grounds. And if it appears from what follows in this letter that I find the constitutional objections serious, that does not mean that I consider them conclusive. I do, however, think it important that we should appreciate clearly from the outset exactly what, from the constitutional point of view, is involved if we sign this treaty, and it is with that consideration in mind that I have addressed myself to the questions you have raised. He is clear that if we do sign the agreement with the EEC, we will suffer some loss of sovereignty. This is a very clear act of treason because our Constitution expressly forbids any such surrender of any part of our Constitution to a foreign power beyond what can be controlled by the Queen in Parliament. This is evidenced by the Convention which states Parliament may do many things, but what it may not do is surrender any of its rights to govern unless we have been defeated in war. Nor do we surrender any of our rights to govern by being defeated in war, and the ruling was given to King Edward III in 1366, to which he was told that King John's action in surrendering England to the Pope and ruling England as a vassal king to Rome was illegal. And that was because England did not belong to John. He held it only in trust for those who follow him, and by the Lord of Kingship, he must pass it on to his successors in the state in which he received it. In any case, the money that the Pope was demanding as tribute was not to be paid because England's kings were not vassal kings to the Pope, nor was the money legitimately owned. Adherence to the Treaty of Rome would, in my opinion, affect our sovereignty in three ways. Firstly, Parliament would be required to surrender some of its functions to the organs of the community. B, the Crown would be called on to transfer part of its treaty-making power to those organs of the community. The English Constitution confers treaty-making powers only on the sovereign. The sovereign cannot transfer those powers to a foreign power, nor even to our own Parliament, because they are mere servants of the monarch. Sovereignty itself cannot be given away, as it resides with the people. That's us, who entrust it to the monarch for her lifetime, and the monarch is obliged by law to pass that sovereignty over to any successor as it was received. Right, okay. As it was received, the 1559 Act of Supremacy, the 1688-89 Declaration of Bill of Rights, and the Treason Felony Act of 1848. It would, in theory, be possible for Parliament to enact at the outset of legislation which would give automatic force of law to any existing or future regulations made by the appropriate organs of the community. Or basically, we were warned, and now what's happening? We need to watch. This being a Brexit Hopes video, so I'm going to turn it on now to a video 8 minutes long of what's actually happening now. Right, okay, wish me luck on this. So, we're going to have it like this, I think. Can we see the video? Right, okay, let's go.
In the UK, people might not be aware of this, but in July, there was a bill put into Parliament for a reading. It's now just past the second reading. It's called the EU Withdrawal Bill. And to me, it's the whole reasoning behind this fake Brexit, the Brexit that people were led to believe was happening, which isn't really happening, is so that the British Constitution and the rule of law, the system of law, and all our rights as individuals under common law are all about to be changed if this gets through Parliament. The second reading was passed today, I believe, by 320 votes to 280 or something like that. But this, to me, is the scariest thing ever. I've been speaking to a couple of my friends and my neighbours about this as when the Brexit thing happened, saying that this is what I thought was the plan behind it. What they're trying to actually do is bring all EU laws into Britain, and then they're giving themselves the power to dispose of whatever ones they don't want, change whatever they want, how they want, whatever way it suits them, remove whatever they don't want there. They're giving themselves the authority within this bill to do that. And it's also what they're trying to put it so there will be a national, rules. They're rules, basically. Pretty much, like what Theresa May was saying at the speech of the EU. It's going to be global rules, Now, in this country we have the rule of law, common law, the law of the land. There's also the legal system, which is the law of the sea. Acts and statutes apply to that. Whereas under common law, the rule of law, there has to be an injured party. Obviously you don't kill, you don't steal, you don't damage someone's property, you don't stop someone from going where they want to go, they've got freedom to roam, And all of these laws will soon be gone. The common law, you know, where we have to consent to allow the legal system to take force, you know, for acts and statutes to apply, we first have to consent to that, to contract with it, because there's not an injured party. It will also have issues with civil matters, you know, like if they can start passing all of this and, you know, like changing where it's rules and that, it'll pretty much be do as they like, when they like, how they like, start changing everything they like, and the common law of the land will be gone forever. And people are probably not aware of this because there's not been any publicity, there's very little been said about it, and it's probably the most important thing that could happen to this country ever, you know. People's human rights, you know, if they bring all the EU laws they're trying to do and then just get rid of what they don't want, it could mean that all our human rights that are protected under the European Union at the moment, they can just chuck them out once they've got this bill passed. They can change whatever else they like. The common law system will be gone. The law of the land. Our consent, you know, to the legal system will be put in force. Really, that it will be more like they decide. There's no need to consent. There's no need to do that. It'll just be what they say and how it goes. Now, I really, really encourage people to call their local MPs. Make it known that you're not happy with this. This is the whole British system of law about to be wiped out. The common law of the land that's been around for centuries that protects us, you know, as living beings, you know, like all the corporate things, all the, you know, like the legal entities, all of this will all have force if they change all of this, if they get all of this through. You must contact your MPs, tell them that you're not happy with this, you do not want them voting for this, you expect the rule of law, the law of the land, common law to remain in this country. They're trying to just dissect the constitution of the land. People voted Brexit because they wanted to keep our country and make it great again, you know, that's why people voted. They didn't vote it so they could deceptively do what they want, prolong things, confuse people, use clever word salads to try and just, you know, like let people believe that they're doing what they're planning to do when they're already tied. They've tied us into the EU military. They're talking about single global, you know, it's not about getting Britain back. This Brexit was all about getting our law system of common law and our constitution taken away because there has been ongoing things that have been going with mortgage frauds by the bank. It's all down to the bankers and things like that. If they can get this bill through, all of the things that they have done and they have been doing for years, you know, they'll have got away with it all, and people really have to, there should be a massive outcry about this. This is absolutely unbelievable, you know, that the common law, the law of this land is applied for hundreds of years, and now they're about to try and underhandedly, deceptively remove it and give themselves incredible powers in Parliament to do whatever they like. Once they bring these EU law over, they're trying to make it look as though they're just bringing it over, transferring it to make everything easier, smoother transition, yeah. No, that's not what's going on at all. What they're doing is giving themselves huge powers to change whatever they want, how they want, remove the common law of the land, and implicate a new system. So I had to make this video. Please share it with everyone that you can think of in the UK. Even if you're not in the UK, share it, you know, like try and get people talking about this, making people aware of it, because there's no media on that at all. Really, they're not talking.
So, you can see how important this is. This is so nerve-wracking because we're losing all our common law rights. This is New World Order speeding up now. We need to get this message out. I'm sorry it's all been quite rushed in preparation of this. I only got it sent overnight and I just knew that the people needed to see this. So hearing all these politicians, these MEPs, these MPs, not one of them is prepared to tell the truth about this. They must know. They must know we're losing our common law rights, and then it will be Napoleonic Code, here we come. So by accepting everything, we did know, didn't we? We're accepting everything seemed a very strange way of going about things. This has taken the government 3 years to do this, and they've been lying all this time. So basically, if Parliament passes this withdrawal bill, we will lose our common law rights. This is a national emergency. This video needs sending out to every Commonwealth country. It needs sending out to all our friends in the EU. We need SOS time. We need to get rid of this government because they have committed treason. Anyway, please do what you can. Sorry it's not been as professional, but you know, as you can imagine, this is a national emergency. We need to get our MPs on our side before it's too late. Thank you very much for listening and speak to you later. Bye.